Mboj.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy
Mr.
birthday.
Mboj.
Happy birthday to you. How old are you now?
Wow.
He is 54 years.
This is Mboj of
Viewpoint. Yeah.
Mboj of State of Affairs.
Mboj of this morning. This morning newspaper review guest.
Yes.
Mr. Mboj.
In fact, we should have had him on newspaper review this morning as a kind of special birthday present.
Yes, I think so.
We? Yes. I'll just have to pretend to be Mr. Mboj.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, just to let you know, we appreciate the work that you do. And on a daily basis, people like me get to learn a lot from Mr. Mboj. I always tell him, I'm like, I get to learn a lot from you every single time with some of the corrections. And come here, you can't say this. This sentence is too compound. It's too complex. Simplify it.
You see, at the initial stage, if you are working with people like Mr. Mboj and Mr. Ade, you find it very difficult at the initial stage. But as time goes on, through their guidance and coaching, you realize this is what they want you to achieve. You understand? So we are very happy to have them around. You know, Mboj, Ade, you know. It's good to have you people.
Yeah, and one thing about Mr. Mboj as well, how open he can be, because even though our age gap, but because of the kind of person he is, sometimes you turn and you know, have some of those conversations, and that is how really it's supposed to be. So we're wishing you, you know, a happy birthday, and wishing you, you know, success, which is already there.
And I am sure he will celebrate in quiet but fine style. I have no doubt.
Exactly.
Okay, fine style. Okay.
We are planning our Basse trip.
You and Mr. Mboj?
Yes, we are going to Basse this January. So Basse people, we are coming. I'm surprised to know Mr. Mboj have a lot of fans in Basse, you know.
Why are you surprised? He has lots of fans everywhere.
They'll be like, where are those old folks? Mr. Adedrami.
You know, it's like, it's really bizarre, because every time I go out, because we do Week in Review, every time I go out and somebody says hello to me, the next question is, where's Mr. Mboj? As if they expect us to go shopping together and stuff like that.
They think you're best friends.
We don't. We work together. We're friends, you know, but we don't go shopping.
But you can go shopping.
You know, how would QTV be? I mean, without people like Mr. Ade, Mr. Mboj.
But I'm sure you'll find out.
But sometimes
when we move on.
Yeah.
Sometimes
people move on.
Mr. Mboj, Banjul and Dongo style comes up sometimes. Sometimes he will be like, Smarka, mayap.
Man wa Banjul la.
Dongo Banjul la, mayap.
Yeah, so moving on, happy birthday once again.
Indeed.
So yeah, we have the African proverb as usual, the newspaper review as well. Our newspaper review guest is here, Adedrami, to help us analyze some of the stories we have on the papers. And we'll also be taking a look at World AIDS Day, which is on Thursday. We all know the kind of advocacy that was really attached to AIDS. You know, while I was going to school, attended a lot of poetry, a lot of, you know, quiz competitions and all, due to available funding and attention that was given to HIV/AIDS at a time, which is not the case right now. But still, it is here, and sensitization has to continue. We'll be joined by Alpha Khan from the National AIDS Secretariat. And moving on from that, we'll be joined by Dr. Bilal Phillips, who is the Chancellor of the IOU rather. Yes, and we'll be talking about the 1,000 scholarships that he's presented to President Adama Barrow for the distribution, as well as other ambitious plans he has in relation to education in the Gambia and beyond.
I think that's International Open University.
Yes, International Open University.
In case anybody's wondering what IOU is.
Which is. It used to be the
Islamic Online University.
And now, you know, this. So moving on from that, we'll also take a look at World Cup results, and, you know, the fact that Papa Gassama is also today officiating the Qatar and Netherlands. Yes, I'm looking forward to that. And click segment, we'll be joined by the one and only Hussein Dada. Dada Bukoyap. So we'll be taking a look at that. And yeah, so moving on, let's head right on to the African proverb. But you guys, do you see the little pimple?
Yes, on your head.
Right
on
there.
On your forehead.
On my forehead. Like, chuck.
Yes.
What is said about it?
Why does this pimple leave all the parts and come direct on your face?
Right here.
It's kind of, weird, isn't
right
it?
here.
Maybe you can
Who's
manage.
crushing on me?
On the other side.
I'm feeling jealous right now.
What's the African proverb?
Is that what it's about?
That's what it said.
Yeah, I mean, that's what people believe in this country.
Oh, cool.
If you have a pimple on your face,
Right.
someone
Somebody has a crush.
Yeah.
Somebody has, or people are crushing on me.
Oh, cool.
Man, people are fooling
Crush
themselves.
away, people.
Someone is fooling someone here. Yes. So the African proverb reads, seeing is different than being told.
Now,
Okay.
I don't want to upset.
Seeing.
I don't want to upset the apple cart, but I think we've had this one before.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, we have, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, seeing is different than being told.
Being told.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
simply seeing is believing.
Seeing is believing, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So Ibrahima, what's your take on that?
Well, it's a direct proverb. I
Yeah.
mean, it's telling you,
Yeah.
getting first-hand information, being there, you know. Well, seeing it yourself, it's better than people telling you. Because sometimes the worst that can happen, people might change the way a story is narrated. I mean, people can add certain things on a particular, but when you see it for yourself, you will get first-hand information. It's telling you, go get the first-hand information yourself.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know, I think this proverb is kind of timely when it comes to the analysis that I want to give it, because right now it's kind of giving me the Meet the People tour.
You're reading
Yeah,
my mind.
yeah.
That's the exact
What
example
you're
I was going to give.
Yes.
So there you go. Carry
Okay,
on.
so I'm as smart as Mr. Adedarami. Okay.
Absolutely what I was
So
going to
for
say.
me, it's about the Meet the People tour, because aside from the president meeting the people, he's also supposed to inspect development projects.
Sure.
Because sometimes, you know, we all know how African politics can be. People can come together and give the president wrong information
No, it's
about.
never mind African. Take
Yeah,
out,
it's
take out the
general.
African.
Okay.
It's politics.
It's politics in general,
In
where
general.
you go to the president, oh, this and this and this is what is happening.
Sure.
And then if he's delivering a statement, he will say that, and later social media reacts.
Yeah.
Then he's like, okay, but this is the information that I've given, because no matter the case, he has technicians
Yeah.
that are supposed to feed him with the right information. So I think if the Meet the People tour is really a Meet the People tour, when I say that, I mean if it is really what it is as to constitutionally, then this is an opportunity for the president to go and take a look at things, progress, monitor who to put, who to replace,
Sure.
what to do, funding to add, what to subtract, things like that. So I think really people in positions should be active in the sense that you don't just have to sit in your office, but sometimes it's just good to walk around, engage, to get first-hand information about things.
Yeah.
And aside from that, I know, Mr. Ade, this is something that you get to deal with as a manager, because sometimes staff get to have problems here and there, and then you have to solve it. So it's always good to kind of listen to both parties,
That's right.
and as a manager, make informed decision as to how to resolve situations. So it's always good to see, and when you see, listen to the right people to be able to solve a problem.
Sure, and even from a journalistic angle, you know, somebody can come and tell you a story, and they're very convincing, and they tell you their side of the story, and they say, you know, my perimeter wall was knocked down by my neighbor, blah 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 blah. You don't just go with that.
Yeah.
You go, you look at the perimeter wall, and you speak to the neighbor and say, you did this, why did you do it, or did you do it? You know, so just this. But to go back to the presidential one, that is the very example I was going to use, because what can happen is you can be lazy and you can just sit in your office and just read reports.
Yeah.
And if your people want to spin reports, they can spin reports and tell you everything is wonderful. I mean, when I came here during the time of Yahya Jammeh, I was told people who in various ministries where things were not going quite right were actually too scared to tell him that, because they would get into trouble. And so they would gloss things over. The stuff that was bad, they would bury in a line or two, and the stuff that was good, they would puff up to take 3, 4, 5 pages. Then, of course, people think everything is fine and everything is good, and even extend it to things like the crime statistic country.
That's a very I mean, don't you think it's better if you have an issue, or maybe things are not going right, it's better for you to talk about it at the initial stage. This is not working, this is not right, so that you can all bring solution on the table.
Give me a context.
For example, now let's take a look at this. I mean, you've been given a job of maybe 10 million dollars to do. But at some point, you know, that wouldn't be enough. But you're trying to manage to see how, because you are scared of coming back to,
saying, I want more.
I want more. You understand? It's better for you to tell the truth at the beginning of the contract, or if at all it's not enough, for you to tell the person this is not enough. You know.
Sometimes it's only when you're halfway through the contract that you might realize that it's not enough.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know how that has to do with seeing his belief.
Yes,
Anyway,
I mean,
gentlemen,
it's just, I
let's
mean,
move
widening it. We just want to, because you mentioned something.
Yeah.
When Jammeh was here, these are the kind of things that people bury. I mean, they don't tell him the truth.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's why I just connected it there, yeah.
All right, you just connected it to something else.
Cool, cool.
So we have newspaper review coming up next. But before we go, please, once again, just like I did yesterday, we're also saying hi to all of our fans at Mile 2 Prison. As we speak, every morning, Mr. Ade, they are watching this morning. They use this morning to actually accompany them throughout the morning. So we're so happy that you guys are always glued to your seats at the Mile 2 Prison watching
You
us.
know,
You
know one thing?
Inshallah.
Janaba is having a boyfriend
At
in
the
Mile
2
2.
Prison.
You
I
know,
have a crush, and that is why I have this pimple.
Look, that guy there, I mean, that is crossing on Janaba. You have to be very careful,
right,
because I'll come for you.
Is that why he's there? Because he's
No,
crushing on
no,
her?
but
Okay.
inshallah, he will leave there. So we are sending you guys some love and light. Thank you so much for watching. Let's go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll head right on to the newspaper review. We'll be right back.
Italia is a leading European brand which is now in the Gambia. Are you looking for glasses? Then you have come to the right place. As a first step, we will perform an eye exam to ensure we prescribe the correct lenses for you. After that, you can select a frame of your choice. We have a variety of brands in stock, and you will definitely find yours. You can have the full package of frame plus lenses starting from $990 up to more for the most fashionable options. Once you find a frame you like, your lenses will immediately be edged by our lab technician. Within 30 minutes, you will be able to leave with your prescription glasses and a huge smile on your face. How amazing is that? Visit us at the Tropic Shopping Center near Senegambia from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day of the week, or call us on 503-4411 or 7767-123.
World Cup is here. Enjoy the beautiful game of football with our Samsung Smart TV. Enjoy a massive discount on any Samsung TV purchased. We have sizes ranging from 32 to 85 inches, packed with an ever-evolving variety of content and features. The Samsung Smart TV also provides your favorite video on-demand services such as Netflix, Amazon, YouTube, music streaming services, and even various games and sports content to enjoy as you please. For more information, call us on 333 217, on WhatsApp 350.
Welcome back
if
from that
Janaba
short
is to be
commercial
included,
break.
someone must be removed. I know we are on air. If you are to include her on the list, someone will be removed.
Who said that?
Balde, why are you interrupting my introduction? By the way, if you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning, and I am Janaba Sonko, joined by my weird co-host, Ibrahim
Oh, today it's not amazing.
It's not amazing, it's weird.
Yeah.
And my newspaper review guest is here as well,
Because
Ade
you're trying
Durami.
to interrupt the Acheke orders.
The Acheke.
But that's another
Yeah,
story.
so moving on, let's head right on to the newspapers.
Normally, we go straight for the front page.
Yes.
But today, I thought, let me delve inside. There's a very interesting story. And just before the break, we were talking about Mile 2 Prison. And there's one here. And it's not unusual. It says, drunkard says he started praying at Mile 2 Prison.
Amazing.
And he revealed this to a magistrate. He was in front of the magistrate for willfully and unlawfully breaking the rear windscreen of a car. They even give the car registration number. I don't know why that's important. He stoned it and broke it. And he's in Mile 2, and he was brought before the magistrates. And he said, you know, since I've been in there, I've started praying. And this can happen to people
and generally,
sometimes.
Mile 2 is supposed to be like a correction center. You know, someone who's in Mile 2 should not leave angrily to continue whatever, you know, unscrupulous activities that they were up to. So I think to see that at least this person is changing there, then probably, you know, it's a good thing. So if this person is praying now and is, you know, getting closer to God, and then you give the opportunity to the person to get a skill on top of that, then when the person leaves, the person can be a better person.
Well, I mean, that is supposed to be the case.
Yes.
I mean, it's a rehabilitation center.
It is, and
Yes.
he did say to the court, I love when people use this phrase, it's a very Victorian phrase, but you hear it a lot in the Gambia, I beg the court to temper justice with mercy.
Oh.
I will not do it again. In fact, I am from a religious tribe and we do not drink alcohol. And, you know, I am married, a wife and children. I'm an agricultural project coordinator, and I'm contributing to the development of this country. I don't know what has befallen me, he said. Nonetheless, he was given a fine of 2,000 and sentenced to 1 month imprisonment. He has paid the fine.
And now he's serving his 1 month.
I guess he's probably served it already.
Well, I mean...
So
Did you say he's an agricultural what?
Project
coordinator.
I wonder what happens to his job then.
Well, maybe he might get his job back. He might, you know, they might also feel sorry for him and say, look, just because of this conviction, we don't think we should add to your woes by making you lose your job, because you do that, then of course he gets depressed and he drinks even more.
At least, I mean, from reading his story, you will know he have admit guilt, and at the same time, he will, like, as he promised, he's going to change. Maybe this thing won't happen again. So the thing won't repeat itself again.
For some people, this is the wake-up call they need.
Yeah.
The embarrassment, the shame of being sentenced, being fined, and of course having your name splashed. I didn't read out his name deliberately, but you know, having your name splashed in the newspapers can be the wake-up call that you need to change your ways. So who knows?
But considering he's a government official, his name, well, I don't know. He's also half and half.
There are people who
they're disadvantageous.
Disciplinary measures could mean that you get fired from your job because of something like this, possibly. So yeah.
Yeah, it's
But I mean, we'll still tell him this is not the end of the world. I mean, it's life is stages. Sometimes you have to pass through certain things. I mean, to become someone better tomorrow.
Sure.
I mean, he still needs to move on. He still needs to, you know, man up.
Well, he has a wife and 2 children, so you know he has those people to look after, and so on. So yeah.
You know, for me, how I take having kids, like that's not just for a man. For a man and a woman, I feel as an individual that the moment you have kids, you're not yourself anymore.
Yes.
Well,
we've seen with our colleagues in the office.
Like you're not yourself, as in you now have a responsibility to inspire people. Well, unfortunately, a lot of people do not see parenting as inspiration. That's how I see it. For me, it's supposed to be steps that you're supposed to take to be a better person, to inspire a little girl or a little boy growing up, and that you chose to make babies, so at some point you have to put certain things away, you like it or not. You can't do certain things. Do you guys agree with me on that?
No, totally. I mean, I have a nephew who, when he was asked to write an essay about who is your hero, they expected him, because he's into football big time, you know, he's into, you know, sort of politics and you know, kind of current affairs. They expected him to say somebody like either David Beckham, who was somebody, he's a Man United fan, my nephew, or maybe Nelson Mandela, and instead he said his grandmother, my mum, and the teacher was like, oh, why? And you know, he went on to explain why she was an inspiration and a heroine to him, and that was surprising to me as well. And he wrote this beautiful poem. I mean, I read it, I cried.
Oh, wow.
It was really, really moving. So yeah, parenting does give you that sense. You were probably irresponsible until your child
transition,
and then you transition to become
an
inspiration. A lot of
that's not it,
right.
Mr. Ade. You see people parent their kids where they care about if this happens, how does the child feel? They take a look at the child's emotion. They don't want the child to witness certain things. I don't see that in Gambia, where it's about protecting the child.
Well,
the child.
It's happening, you know.
It's happening where?
Yes, it's happening. I'll take a brighter example
of who?
myself.
Really?
Yeah.
For me,
Go on.
Oh, wow.
no,
Amazing.
I mean,
No. Let him give the
if
example.
certain things
Let
are
him land.
happening,
Yes.
like you said,
Yes.
sometimes if you become a parent,
Yes.
you need to be careful of certain things. You are not yourself.
Sure,
You understand?
sure.
You are connected to many people.
Sure.
So, should in case something happen, you have to know how these people are going to feel.
Sure.
If certain
Yeah,
things
sure.
happen to you, I mean, how are the younger ones going to
What
feel?
will my children
You
think?
understand?
Yeah.
So those things, I don't know. It's not blowing my own trumpet, but I feel the same. I don't know if other people feel the same thing.
Sure.
You understand? It's one thing to have babies.
Yeah.
It's one thing to make children.
Yeah.
But it's another thing to become a
A
parent.
parent.
You understand?
This is true.
Alright.
That state of responsibility, you know.
Sure.
I think each and every parent need to take up that responsibility. It's not just a matter of having kids and letting
Anybody
them go.
can do
Well,
that.
anybody can have kids,
Yeah.
but it's about planning the kids,
So
putting things together.
what,
Very
may I go
moving
to your
on.
newspaper?
Yes,
Yeah.
youth
Yeah.
unemployment reaches 41%.
Yeah, I saw
Director of
that.
Employment says.
Yes.
Well, there's an answer to it. National Employment Policy and Plan 2022 2026.
2026. Yes, which you'll be doing something on, I hope,
Yes.
for QTV.
Yes.
It's part of it is kind of taking off where Techie Fee left off,
Yeah.
as was mentioned by the president.
Yeah.
And people were worried, and I was one of those people who was worried.
Yeah.
You know, do we have a plan and so on? But also, I think there are quite a lot of things that we need to do to address that youth unemployment figure. It's very high. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy, because when I get called as, you know, head of news by immigration, and they said, oh, we've rounded up 37 people who were trying to go on this back way, and then we interview them, and there's 5 people from the same family tell me that their brother in France sent them $2,500 each to make that journey.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, why didn't he give you that money to start a business here? That's a lot of money from one family. You know, so these are young people. You know, so this kind of obsession with wanting to get away and not even thinking about developing or doing something here, we need to address that.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how it is. It's a mindset thing. It's you know, it's not just about throwing money at the problem, you know, or coming up with a plan. It has to be a workable plan, and there really has to be a whole change of youth mindset, because when you go to places and you hear some youth say, oh, you know, my brother is already in America and I'm hoping to go there, and you hear some of them say things like, if I go, I'll never come back. It always depresses me.
Yeah.
It always depresses me. So
But
we have
also,
a lot.
Mr. Ade, just to pick up from where you stopped, the diaspora have a huge role to play, because, you know, we take a look at remittances, it's huge. So now they can also help when it comes to the changing of mindsets, because they're the ones that get to send money. So they can be like, okay, I'm not sending you this money to buy toothbrush and essentials, but I'm sending you this money to start a business, follow up with them. What business do you want to do? What is it doing? And make them believe that the moment you start a business and it's bringing money, I'm not sending you money anymore.
No.
That's the money you're supposed to use for yourself.
It's something that we, when I say we, I was once president of an organization called Africa Foundation for Development, and it was something we tried to address. We would say to people, if you're sending remittances, we're not saying stop sending. What we're saying is, why not go to whatever the country of origin is and try and help your family set up a business,
Yeah.
and then say, okay, some of the money I'll send is for you and your daily living, and the rest is to go into the business, you know, to try and create jobs, create a living for these people, you know, a livelihood for these people. And that's something that needs to be done, you know, and, you know, it doesn't get done often enough or, you know, widely enough, but we need to address it.
Also, another headline here, which is very interesting, stakeholders strongly call for respect for fundamental rights of women and girls as 16 days of activism continues. And again, today is Women's International Human Rights Day.
Yep.
And this day is to celebrate and thank women who defend human rights and all people who defend the rights of people and girls worldwide. So we see the continuous problems that we see surrounding the lives of girls and women, ranging from sexual and gender-based violence, child marriage, FGM, and serious human rights violations as well in workplaces. So the advocacy continues.
The advocacy continues, and it shouldn't stop, and it shouldn't be restricted to just 16 days. These 16 days should make us think about, well, what am I going to do for the rest of the other 339 days, or 49 days of the year. So these should be a kind of wake up for everybody. But it hardly ever is, sadly.
It hardly ever is, and we see the laws put in place in Gambia, the child marriage, FGM, and we do not go by these.
Yeah, I mean, by like every other law that's passed in this country, not just in this country, but in many of our countries, they get, but they never get enforced. They never get implemented, and they just kind of groaning. The shelves are groaning under the weight of all the laws that have been passed. But do they get implemented? Hardly any. On
the editorial of Forea, it clearly says still silent on Aki. So we can see Aki issues. We always talk about how Gambia, Karek. When we say Ka means whatever, whatever is
anything that is trending.
Whatever is trending, we all hop and join the trend, and then after that, no one's discussing it anymore.
Yeah, I think it's fading away now.
That's not supposed to. We have a responsibility as media to just grab it and bring it back.
I mean, it is so serious. It should never fade away until it is resolved, because it was quite shocking. A country of this size to lose that number of children in that space of time to a single cause of death.
Innocent children.
It's are they guilty children? Listen, just children. And it's quite shocking, and because of that, we should be upset about it, and we should actually sort of try and make sure that this never happens again. We say all these things, never again, never again, never again. But as Jennifer says, unless we pursue it and make sure that it doesn't fade from the limelight, because it's not just a 1 day or 1 month thing, it's a serious thing. Because what if it happens again? And if we don't resolve and find out why it happened this time, then it could happen again. So, because of that, that's why we need to, pursue it and not let it die.
So as media, we have a responsibility to question. We saw, National Assembly Committee meetings, calling for meetings. After they did, what happened? Where's the report? We need to follow up on all of these things. But thank you so much, Mr. Adedrami, for joining us on the newspaper review. It's always good to have you here. But before we leave, let's just take a look at World Cup. We see Group G, Cameroon, there. We also see we have Group G, Group H, Group G again, Group H again, here. Which one that actually caught my attention was the Brazil-Switzerland.
Yes.
In Group G.
Yes.
Brazil 1, Switzerland 0.
Goal scored by Casemiro of Brazil. And most unlikely scorer, but a beautiful goal. A really hard game. I mean, Brazil, many people's favorites. There's no Neymar, injured his foot, or he was injured in their previous match. And so he's missing the next couple of weeks. But yesterday was a very exciting day, and an exciting day for African teams. Cameroon 3-3.
Cameroon Serbia 3-3.
3-3, fantastic game. They went one way and then this way. Cameroon were 3-1 down. Everybody thought they were out of it, and then they scored 2 fantastic goals to level the score. And of course Ghana won as well. So it's exciting.
All right, and also Portugal-Hungary. We saw how the issue came up when Cristiano Ronaldo thought he scored the goal and was like, "Oh my God, I scored the goal for Portugal."
Cristiano, you've scored hundreds of goals. Why are you trying to steal somebody else's?
No, but he thought,
the
head. He kinda.
No. If he touched you, you don't have to be embarrassed by the scientist saying, "Look, there's gap between your head and the ball." He knew he didn't touch it. It's shocking.
Well, Mr. Ade, when you look at the goal, he directed the goal to the
exactly.
You know what the official FIFA people said? There was no change of direction, meaning it did not touch your head.
Yeah.
Why do you need to be embarrassed by the officials? Just say I didn't touch me. Come on, Cristiano,
so he did
man,
not
you're bigger than
goal.
that.
Oh, guy, why
that
you guys
was not
hating on Cristiano Ronaldo?
He's making a fool of himself by claiming the goal. He was even arguing with the officials as he went off.
Mr. Ade, is this because you're a Manchester United fan and Cristiano had to go and say all the stuff that happened?
Listen, he didn't touch the ball. What's that got to do with being a Manchester United fan?
But that was his goal. That was a clear
I
goal.
think Mr. Ade, stop hating on
they gave it to Fernandes.
Stop
They gave it
hating
to
on
Bruno
our
Fernandes.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
They gave it to Bruno Fernandes.
But anyway, thank you so much. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for joining us. It's always good to have you here.
Always a thrill.
Yeah,
Thank
but
you.
no matter what, Cristiano has really contributed to
He's
Manchester.
a great player.
He's a great player. He's the GOAT, right? Do you guys agree with me?
No, that's
Cristiano
that
Ronaldo,
would
the
be,
GOAT.
That would be Diego Maradona, followed by Lionel Messi.
I don't agree
Then
with that.
Cristiano Ronaldo, in that order.
Anyway, let's go for a short break. And when we come back, we'll be talking about the World AIDS Day. We'll be joined by Alpha Khan from the National AIDS Secretariat. We'll be right back.
The World Cup is here. Enjoy the beautiful game of football with our Samsung Smart TV. Enjoy a massive discount on any Samsung TV purchased. We have sizes ranging from 32 to 85 inches, packed with an ever-evolving variety of content and features. The Samsung Smart TV also provides your favorite video on-demand services such as Netflix, Amazon, YouTube, music streaming services, and even various games and sports content to enjoy as you please. For more information, call us on 333 217, on WhatsApp 350-555-5, or visit our brand shops at the ground floor of QCell building or at the Bruceby turntable. This promo lasts till 30th December.
QMoney is back again with its easy-to-use, secure and convenient mobile app that allows you to carry out all your transactions. No matter where you are or what time it is, you can always access your funds. With the new QMoney app, you can cash in and out, buy credit, buy QPower, shop, make payments, and so much more. You can also send QMoney, pay bills, receive international remittances, and transfer cash to others. Just download the app from your Play Store or App Store and get started. For more information, call customer care on 133. QMoney, Sinu Calpe. We innovate, others follow.
Medicalia is a high-quality clinic from Europe, which is now in the Gambia. Do you have an eye problem? Do you feel a hearing difficulty? Medicalia is here to ease the pain for you. The first and only hearing aid dispensing facility nationwide, where patients can be tested and treated to recover from their hearing loss. Fitted with latest generation equipment, our doctors can provide healthcare assistance for eyes, ears, nose, and throat. Common diseases like glaucoma or diabetic retinopathy can be diagnosed and followed up for fast and correct treatment. Make your appointment with the eye or ear, nose, and throat ENT specialist today to relieve any pain you might be feeling, as consultants are available daily. Contact us for more information. Visit us at Tropic Shopping Center near Senegambia from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day of the week, or call us on 503-4411 or 7767-123. Medicalia, premium care, personal touch.
Medicalia, premium care and personal touch. Thank you so much for being a part of our morning show and calling on more sponsors to join us. You know, join your favorite team right here. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning. I am Jenna Basonko and here with my amazing co-host Ibrahim Balde. So now we're shifting the conversation to World AIDS Day, and we're joined by Alpha Khan from the National AIDS Secretariat. Thank you so much, Mr. Khan, for joining us.
Oh, thank you, Jenna. Thank you, Ibrahim. I'm Alpha Khan, the Deputy Director of the National AIDS Secretariat.
Yes, you know, the World AIDS Day is obviously, you know, set aside to raise awareness when it comes to HIV and AIDS, as well as support the individuals who are the warriors, who are, you know, get to, you know, suffer. And stigma as well is still here. Over the years, the advocacy has been there, it has been continuous, but we see, you know, that when it comes to the stigma and everything that's surrounding it, there's a lot of work to do.
Absolutely.
This is not the first time we're discussing World AIDS Day, and, you know, we know what World AIDS Day is all about, what it's all about, because for years we've been told, so now we have to take a look at the technical aspects of just HIV and AIDS in the country currently, because previously there was a lot of funding, there was a lot of noise coming from NAS, the National AIDS Secretariat. Growing up, I attended a lot of poetry competition, debates, drama, quiz, and it was all over the place for people to know how to protect themselves, what to do, what not to do. What is the problem at this point in time? Why is it that we are not hearing a lot from the National AIDS Secretariat and partners in relation to HIV and AIDS?
Thank you very much. That's a good question, and this is a question that always comes for the National AIDS Secretary personnel.
Yeah.
If you look at the disease, when this is erupt newly, or disease comes like the Ebola, the coronavirus, and all those diseases, when they come newly, the first thing a country does, or any partner, is sensitize the people.
Okay.
So HIV first case in this country was diagnosed in 1986.
Okay.
And then what the country does, the government, they quickly came up and established a program. This is National AIDS Control Program. Okay. And through the health promotion, they were able to get funding from the global to the World Bank, to the tune of $15 million, and that money was used purposely for sensitization only. At the time, there was nothing like treatment. All they have to do is to sensitize the public, the community, so that they understand the mode and the spread of the disease, so that they can prevent themselves. But as time goes on, scientific evidence, the scientists did very well. They came up with a treatment program. And this treatment, once you are diagnosed positive, you'll be on treatment. And once you are on this treatment, you'll live a normal life. You'll live a quality life. You cannot point somebody and say, this one they have HIV/AIDS. Because you are on treatment and you live a normal life. When you have this OIs, the opportunity infection, we treat them as well in the health facilities. And the beauty of this is the program is able to put all treatment centers throughout the country. All major health facilities have treatment centers. All minor and major can do tests, and then if they don't have the treatment center, they refer you to the nearest treatment centers. Throughout the country, we have almost 14 centers that are having treatment. So you can access treatment is accessible, testing is accessible, unlike before. So before 2000, people were just living with hope. So all you have to do is to test them, just how to sensitize them, how to prevent themselves from the disease.
But Mr. Khan, I do not agree.
I didn't learn yet.
Yeah, okay.
So at the time,
okay.
So that's what was available, no treatment.
Okay.
So that funding, that 50 million I'm talking about, was through a loan from World Bank.
Okay.
But when the Global Fund came in, they didn't say sensitization. Their goal shifted from sensitization to treatment program. So that's why we are silent about it. So now it's up to government to take it.
Well, Mr. Khan,
I have to ask. Someone just sent us a message.
Yes.
The reason why the National Secretariat been dormant for a long time now, it's because you were involved in the treatment of former President Yaya Jammeh. He said that's the reason why effective and buba. So is that the case?
But first of all, bala nga duga si lolu, ñu def ko transition gradually. First, da nga wax lu doy waar. Lu rëy mooy ne da nga ne country bu nekk feebar su jógee comme Ebola xëj na lii sensitization mooy first. Waaye xam nga Ebola da nga ne Ebola daf day dem. Coronavirus waxuma dafa dem de waaye dafa dem parce que we are here soluñ mask social distance.
we live.
We live, understand nga dañ jël jab. HIV and AIDS amut jab.
Correct.
Jab amut ne da nga péngu amut. Understand man tam bala ma laan nga meena la nga laan. Amut jab amut péngu vaccine. So loolu advocacy bi waruta musa stop. Loolu dafa rëy.
Yes. Our aim is that advocacy should continue.
Exactly.
But it has to come with funding. So now,
so you're telling me there's no political will?
The political will is there, but then the money, it has to be committed. There should be a special budget line. In fact, in all line sectors, ministries should have that budget line and sensitize their people.
So but government is not giving you any form of subvention or anything to do advocacy?
They are giving us subvention, but the subvention is not for sensitization.
It's only for running the secretariat.
Cost.
So, let's go
you
back.
mentioned vaccine. Let me come to that. You mentioned vaccine. You see, like, there are some political things around these diseases. See, HIV is something very sensitive. Okay. Why did the world run when COVID came in? Within a short while, there was a vaccine. And HIV has been here since 30 years to 40 years now. It's coming to 4 decades now. There's no vaccine still. But why when the coronavirus came in, there was a vaccine? Because everyone is affected. And if you look at the concentration of the HIV epidemic in the world, it's in sub-Saharan Africa.
Right.
So you can see that political things.
So he asked a question about Yaya Jammeh being here. So lan moy won sen taxaway time Yaya Jammeh.
You see when Yaya Jammeh came.
Time bu mu don wax na dafa faj HIV.
ñun dañ toog suñu side ñu bàyyi ko.
dugu leen si dara tàcculu leen ko.
Are you sure?
waxu leen ko ne
you are part of the media. You are in the media.
man te xale laa woon.
man maa ngi woon.
Ibrahima was there.
Primary school laa nekkoon.
Let me make this thing clear.
Yes.
When Yaya Jammeh came up with his treatment program, it was the Director of Health Service and Dr. Mo and team who were there. You never seen us there. No, you cannot go to the community and tell them, I have a treatment program for you. You test them, they are positive, and later you change and say, I have another treatment. No, that's not scientific. Ours is scientific.
Yow yaa ngi woon naas time Yaya Jammeh.
Yes.
bu mu doon def loolu.
Yes.
So yéen ndax lan mooy woon seen taxawaay? Did you say, oh, we are not involved? Because soo génnewut press release nga ne bokkuma ndax time Babili Mansa.
You expect me to send a press release at that time? I would have been sitting there. No, it's just, no, it was very clear. We never participated. Simple as that.
So da ngeen stop
not simple as that. Yes.
Xam nga lan ngeen waroon a def. When Yaya Jammeh left, da ngeen waroon a génne statement ne political climate be was the reason why we could not come out to say this, but this was our stance.
You did that. Wait. Yaya Jammeh left in 2017. 2016, right? In 2017, December 1st, you were invited in a press briefing at NAS. You never turned up. But those who turn up, we said this thing clearly that there is no known cure for HIV. In fact, it was very clear. I remember the year the team was know your HIV status. People need to be tested, be on treatment, and their viral load monitored. So we are saying at that time, the team was know your status. And we bring this thing clearly. There is no cure for HIV. As of now, all we have is treatment program.
To control it?
Yes. Once you are tested and you are found positive, you are further counseled. And this testing is a chronic disease like diabetes, glaucoma, name them. There are many diseases. And you'll be on treatment for life. And this treatment, luckily, the program did not only stop giving you treatment, they even monitor your viral load. Your system is equally monitor your chemistry. We do a liver function test, kidney function test. We do all those tests so that we see that the ARV is not having that toxic effect in your system. So these things are available now. Thanks to the scientists. They have done well.
So when Babili Mansa was here, you couldn't say.
That's his.
But we had institutions who said something, and then later they deal with the consequences.
That was the Minister of Health, not so.
And they didn't say anything.
You heard what they said.
We heard what they said.
But anyway, let's talk about availability of treatment, because you already talked about the fact that there's no money to venture into the rigorous sensitization that you guys did previously due to lack of funding. Exactly. So now that treatment, how available is it with the antiretroviral drugs and all other things that these patients need?
Yeah, thanks to the Global Fund, the main donor for the HIV program in this country. Since inception in 2000, they have been providing funding for this treatment program. If you look at the facilities around the country, health facilities, even some private facilities are providing this program, testing, treatment, and then monitoring their viral load throughout the country. In all regions, every region you go to, you find testing centers there, you find treatment centers there, in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and other partners. So it's available.
So now what other avenues are you trying to tap into? If government is not giving you the money, what else can be done to get money to continue with the sensitization? Because if we do not do that, this is going to continue spreading, and we're going to keep on depending on donors to provide us with the treatments that we need. And some of these things fade away, and then government has to take it up. So actually, what is even ideal for government is to invest in sensitization for it to stop, so that when this global fund does not exist for us to have the money for treatment, there's at least limited individuals with HIV and AIDS.
So, you know, that, I didn't say, I told that political commitment is there. We equally have a board, that's the council. We have a National AIDS Council. And in this council, whenever we have meetings, this is thing we bring to them. And I remember that vividly was very clear with the council, telling them that they need to create a budget line for the sensitization. And this, they asked us to send a budget, which was done. And today, there is no money in that budget line yet. But we're hoping to have that. But alongside, we not only rely on government, we equally consult with other partners. Like we are partnering with the National Human Rights Commission. We partner with UNAIDS. UNAIDS is the body responsible for HIV in the UN partners. UNAIDS do the sensitization through the support groups. We equally have support groups. Support groups are those who are living with the virus, and then they also support those coming in newly to the program. Like if you are tested in the centers and you are found positive, always there is somebody who is already positive within the centers. He will bring you in, he will support you, tell you, educate you about the treatment program, so to the extent that you can accept it. You know, because HIV has something about problematic about there's a stigma. So he will try to alleviate that stigma with you, and then bring you to the treatment program, and they'll go on testing. Well, I mean, and UNAIDS is doing very well in that. UNAIDS will give us money, and we do the treatment literacy program with them, training them using other clinicians who will come and train them for a number of weeks, and then they go further and train others. You know,
when it was said that HIV/AIDS it's something that people to live with. It was very difficult for many people to accept it before in this country. How did you see the attitude towards acceptance of, this disease now in the country?
No, it's accepted now. Unlike before, where people have speculated about it. You hardly meet people who still speculate about the virus exists. What happened, what they think is that it's normal because the sensitization is not there. They think it is normal, but the virus is still there. But then in the general population, the virus is not concentrated much on them. But you know, studies inform us, as per the general population, 1.5%. Like if you look at history, the trend, if you go back to 2006, where it was 2 point something, you go to 2013, 1.9, the latest, that was the last DHS study, and now to the last NSS, the National Sentinel Survey by Mr. Health, giving 1.5 for the general population. But then there is a community where this HIV epidemic is concentrated on.
What are these communities?
These are, we call them the key population, like the female sex workers. If you look at the female sex workers, they are to be partnered with other institutions like Enda Santé in Senegal, John Hopkins University, and they did this integrated biobehavioral surveillance study. And in that one, this was the initial study was 2012, and in 2012, this community group of female sex workers was at 15.9%, almost 16%. So if you look at that 15.9, you use the general population, it's almost 8-fold. How many times? So it's more. So then now what we did, we re-strategized and then redirected more of our resources to this community of people. So the next study, it was in 2018. Now that's 15.9, dropped to 11%. So, but then there's another community, men, equally, during the first study, 2012, their percentage was at 9.8, lower than the female sex workers then. But now, the latest study in 2018 is telling you now, these people have shoot up, 35.5.
All right.
So the general population, that's not where the problem is. It's within this community of people.
That's where. But anyway, sensitization needs to continue because people are spreading, people are doing what they're doing and it's spreading. So that is there. But how do you intend to commemorate the day, World AIDS Day this year?
I started mentioning some of the partners, like the NHRC, Ministry of Health, and I forgot another key partner. Sorry for that, this is the ActionAid International.
ActionAid, yes.
If you look at even the grant, there are two PRs, NAS and ActionAid are the PR. And ActionAid is looking at the community component. They are supporting us in that direction for the country as well. So this year's World AIDS commemoration, we'll commemorate this in the Sadado Karabakh Conference Center, where dignitaries will be invited. Initially, we tapped to get the president, at least to bless the occasion. But because of the tour, he may not make it. But we'll still get someone high up there, either a minister or the Secretary General, to come and grace the occasion with us, alongside the UN partners, UN resident coordinators, WHO, NHRC. You know, NHRC recently we developed strong partnership with them, because if you look at the TRRC recommendations, you know, you mentioned the treatment program. You know, our peers, we are going there for treatment. They are victims and they need to be compensated. So we are working closely with them to ensure that those recommendations are implemented, so that those PLs will equally have their compensations.
All right, so
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us. But
Yeah.
the advocacy should continue when it comes to how to protect themselves in schools, the use of condoms, obviously.
Yeah.
I can remember, you know, that was all over the place growing up. Wherever I go, I see posters of that this is what you're supposed to use, both male and female ones. So I think the sensitization has to continue in relation to that. Is the best way for people to protect themselves from HIV and AIDS. It's the best way, because what people are doing we do not know, but we can tell them that this is what you're supposed to do and know your status as well. Ibrahima, we need to know our status.
Absolutely.
It's a way of
this year's theme is equalize.
Equalize.
And when we say equalize, we
Yeah.
are saying bring in all those gaps that we are not, areas that we not touch, need to be bringing on board, like gender.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at the HIV, it's considered more on the female, so we need to bring in that gender separatist
to ensure that there's a balance. But thank you so much, Mr. Alpha Khan. Let us know about the event, and I just hope you wrote to QTV for coverage.
We did.
Yeah, we will surely endeavor to be there, because this is a very interesting and important topic. And as a television as well, we'll use our platform to further educate people in relation to this very serious condition. So we will now go for a short break, and when we come back, we are going to shift the attention to education. We'll be joined by Dr. Bilal Phillips, Chancellor of the International Open University. We'll be talking about the 1,000 scholarships that he presented to President Adama Barrow for further distribution, as well as, you know, just educational changes that he's looking forward to, both in the Gambia and beyond. We'll be right back.
Service in the Gambia has taken mobile banking to the next level. Now you can link your Q Money wallet with your bank account. Yes, link your Ajib or EcoBank accounts with your Q Money wallet and get instant access to your cash anytime. No need to queue at the bank anymore. Transfer funds from your bank account to your wallet, or your wallet to your bank account using Q Money Bank Link is the fastest, most secure and convenient way to transfer funds between your wallet and bank account. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
QCell, GSM company minna yirwa tariata Gambia Bankoka. QCell la 4G plus network ya banko bela mura. Andung ala internet o tariata sidula saba katambi nyongola. Sound sign yesta 335 kumandi. Yada di kemuna fang 4G sobe wala. QCell, Gambia la network lanna yaringo.
QCell woni GSM company ɓurɗon janɗude ko leydi Gambia ɗo, e QCell 4G plus coverage on ɓuri yawude laaɓi tati ɓe woni poɗodirde ɓen. Waɗu dial star 335 fi wawa nafitorade ko woni 4G. QCell network ɓuraɗo holorede ko leydi Gambia.
Your favorite QCell service has gotten bigger. eFunkanta. Now you can loan bigger credit amounts to make life easier for you. Loan $75 and $100 and pay later. Yes, you heard me right. Get credit loan from $10 to $100 using eFunkanta by dialing star 393 hash anytime you run out of credit. Whether you want to buy Q Power, browse the internet, make urgent calls, or send SMS. eFunkanta is the service for you. Dial star 393 hash and choose the loan amount of your choice with no hassle. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus, the pioneers of mobile loan service in the Gambia. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning, and I am your host, Jennifer Sonko, joined by my co-host here, Ibrahima Balde. So moving on, we are joined by renowned Islamic scholar, Dr. Bilal Phillips, and shifting the conversation to education, as he's come up with a lot of initiatives when it comes to changing the narrative when it comes to education in Gambia and beyond, as just recently he presented 1,000 scholarship packages to President Adama Barrow, and has other ambitious plans when it comes to education that we'll be discussing as we go. We'll be taking a look at that. And also the Islamic Open University, Ibrahima, before we talk to Dr. Bilal Phillips, we see how it has brought about a balance, because previously we had only the University of the Gambia. And then when this one came, we saw that at least there's some sort of divide when people can go to UTG or decide to go to IOU.
Exactly.
So people had options.
To go, yes.
Yeah, people had options.
Well, I think that's a very good one. You know, the Islamic Open University, since its establishment in the country, it has played a very important role.
Yes.
You know, I got a lot of my friends who graduated from that university, and, you know, they are now at different walks of life.
Exactly.
So I think it's important, and it's good to have Doctor here.
Yes.
The topic that we'll be discussing, it's a very important topic.
Yeah, but first of all, just to lay the foundation, I don't think we've ever had an interview with you, Doctor, since on QTV. If so,
but I think
I'm not aware.
He was on. He was with Mr. Mboj.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the Viewpoint.
Have you ever been featured?
So that's the first time.
Yeah,
oh, that was the first time.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's just freshen up a little bit. You know, how did the university start in the Gambia? That is the International Open University. How did it start?
Well, actually, the university started when I was in Qatar.
Okay.
Right, but the Gambia became the headquarters for the global university.
Yeah.
University is global. It's not really on the ground university, but online. So I came in 2013 and incorporated the university here in the Gambia.
Okay.
The Gambia being now the headquarters, the global headquarters for the university.
But why did you choose Gambia to be the global headquarters?
It is the qadr of Allah. It is Allah's destiny.
Okay, it wasn't something deliberate. It just happened.
No. I met a Gambian brother in Canada when I was in Canada in 2012, and he invited me to the Gambia, encouraged me to come to the Gambia, especially when I told him about, you know, the university spreading across Africa, and he said, you know, this is the place that it will happen.
Yeah, and I'm sure it has been amazing.
Yeah,
exactly.
Alhamdulillah.
Well,
it's been a journey.
Yeah.
Well, Doctor, how did you do it? I mean, establishing such a university in a country like the Gambia might be very challenging. And how did you do this thing? I mean, to establish this university, and people are now used to the Islamic Open University of the Gambia. How did you do it? How did you make it?
Well, it was following a natural process. You know, introduction of what was being offered to the people of the Gambia. People were very responsive. You know, the obvious benefits didn't require, you know, rocket science to explain. You know, it was just straightforward. Hey, you can study in your home. So, you know, we had many women join the university because they could work from home and at the same time study from home. So the advantages were so great that it basically sold itself, right? But at the same time, I still had to connect up with the ministries of higher education and lower education. We started projects with the MOPSI, and alhamdulillah, this was to provide English competency for madrasa graduates, because this was a big challenge in the country and remains a challenge. You know, so we provided the intensive English program, which students have now gone through, graduated, and gone into English medium studies. Before, there was no chance for them. You know, so
Jenna, before we go into the main topic itself, why do you change the name, if we are to know on this platform? Because it was Islamic Online University. Now, now it's an open university.
Yeah, it was the Islamic Online University because when I came in 2013, we only offered Islamic studies, Sharia, and Arabic. That's all we offered. Since then, since 2015, we have expanded the range of subjects that we're offering, the colleges, and so the majority of colleges now are not specifically Islamic, though we do teach our courses with an Islamic perspective, So students are given that additional insight into the subjects. But fundamentally, if we kept the name Islamic Online University, people will think we're only teaching Islam.
Exactly. Yeah. So moving on, we see you offered 1,000 scholarships to the Gambia. Tell us about that.
Well, it was an initiative to promote the projects that we were already engaged in Africa, which was what we call the One Mass Project, 1 million scholarships for African youth. This was a target that we had set. And the Gambia became, for us, the most preferable starting point to make the Gambia a pilot project for the rest of Africa. The country is small, population is small, regions are small, so it's much easier to implement it across the country than to tackle, for example, Nigeria. Though we have the programs running across the nations, in Nigeria mostly, but not on the scale that it's potentially possible here in the Gambia within a year's time. You know, so this is why we focused on the Gambia, because it was the most fertile opportunity to establish the university across the country.
So we see that you are into some form of decentralization when it comes to your activities, as you have learning centers across the country to decentralize these things to ensure that young people all over have access to education. How were you also able to achieve that, and reason why?
Well, the reason why is we're online. That's the simple answer. You know, we're an online university, so we're not restricted to any location. The university functioned before we had the headquarters here in the Gambia. The university already functioned for 12 years. For 12 years, you know. So the requirements, no, I shouldn't say that. It wasn't 12 years. It was 3 years we were functioning at that time. Right? From, no, sorry. Again, it's 12 years.
It is.
It's 12 years since we started. But the point, the reason why this became, you know, attractive for the general population is because they could study wherever they are, you know. But the realities that we found out when we were looking into the Gambia as a country for accepting the university's programs is that the population is poor. Gambia is one of the poorest countries in the world. You know, so we had to develop other strategies to be able to provide that education to the general population. And that's where the idea of learning centers came up.
All right. So we saw that you signed an MOU with Insight Training Center, the International Open University and Insight Training Center. And I think it's a good one because we see the contradiction currently between the market demand as well as the skilled workforce, because we see the skill that Insight Training Center is providing, and now the International Open University is willing to work on its curricula to merge these things together. I think it's a good one.
This comes out of our arrangements with the Gambian Teachers College, you know, where they're providing diplomas for the graduates, but there was no option for them to go ahead and complete their studies. So we provided that option of another 2 years and they would have a degree in education. So this collaboration was done with the ministry, and that set a pattern for us of collaboration with various institutions. You know, so our IT is a subject that we offer, but you know, of course, it's all online. So it's more of the theoretical aspects of it, or knowledge aspects of it, as opposed to hands-on. So institutes that offer the hands-on, we try to collaborate with. Same thing with Islamic banking and finance. So the microfinance institutes that are coming up now, we are arranging collaborations with them to provide the manpower. Because, you know, even Ajib Bank has no manpower. You know, people are not trained in there, you know. So we are the only one offering Islamic banking and finance in the whole country. Okay. You know, so we're now linking up with UTG to do blended learning for them to provide that. This was a request of the Vice Chancellor of the university. And so we're looking to collaborate. We're not trying to do it all ourselves, you know. We're not on our own, you know. So we're constantly reaching out to wherever sectors, whichever sectors in the country can collaborate with what we have to offer, which is basically taking the university to the people as opposed to taking the people to the university.
Right, amazing. Yeah, Ibrahim?
Yes, I think, I mean, that's all we have.
Yeah, but one thing I know is the way the International Open University was operating already could survive in the COVID-19 pandemic because it was just prepared for the COVID-19.
Yeah, we didn't
It's an obvious question. You didn't need to stop.
We didn't blink an eye.
You didn't blink an eye because you were ready for a pandemic with the way you organize learning. And that is, you know, something that a lot of other organizations had to emulate later. Like you said, you didn't have to blink an eye to be able to keep going. You kept going because of the things that are put in place. But it's amazing. And one thing that I appreciate, part of your curricula, the models that you have, is the psychology bit. I'm happy when I see that, you know, when I saw that psychology is part of the models, because it's, you know, the capacity is not available.
It's a degree program.
It's a degree.
Degree program.
Oh, it's a whole degree program.
A whole degree program with even our masters has been
amazing.
Has been accredited.
Because there's a lack of capacity when it comes to psychologists.
I realize that.
So how is the response from Gambians?
Well, the response is just building because, you know, Gambians, along with Muslims all over the world, they tend to shy away from psychology, psychiatry. This has to do with like madness, and you know, they don't really want to hear it, you know. But it's a reality which needs to be dealt with for counseling, for, you know, child psychology, for the schools to ensure that the schools are functioning properly, etc. So the people are gradually growing into it. We have, you know, a sizable number of students studying from here and across Africa now.
Amazing.
You know, so it's something new. It's really
but Dr. Bilal Phillips, you know, we really appreciate what you're doing for the Gambia and beyond. We definitely appreciate it. Like you said, Gambia is a very poor country and easy to walk around due to the small population. So when you said that, I smiled because I'm like, people always say, oh, it's so easy to put Gambia together because the population is, but like you mentioned, when it comes to education, it should be easy as well because the population is not as huge as that of Nigeria. But we'll follow the ambitious plan of providing the 1 million scholarships. We will follow up on it, and do not hesitate to let us know if there's any project or there's just any other thing we can do to provide publicity for this amazing initiative. Thank you so much for joining us.
Alhamdulillah, my pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting
us. We'll go
us.
for a short break and we will be right back to stay.
The leading European brand which is now in the Gambia. Are you looking for glasses? Then you have come to the right place. As a first step, we will perform an eye exam to ensure we prescribe the correct lenses for you. After that, you can select a frame of your choice. We have a variety of brands in stock, and you will definitely find yours. You can have the full package of frame plus lenses starting from $990 up to more for the most fashionable options. Once you find a frame you like, your lenses will immediately be edged by our lab technician. Within 30 minutes, you will be able to leave with your prescription glasses and a huge smile on your face. How amazing is that? Visit us at the Tropic Shopping Center near Senegambia from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day of the week, or call us on 503-4411 or 7767-123.
World Cup is here. Enjoy the beautiful game of football with our Samsung Smart TV. Enjoy a massive discount on any Samsung TV purchased. We have sizes ranging from 32 to 85 inches, packed with an ever-evolving variety of content and features. The Samsung Smart TV also provides your favorite video on-demand services such as Netflix, Amazon, YouTube, music streaming services, and even various games and sports content to enjoy as you please. For more information, call us on 333-217, on WhatsApp 350-555, or visit our brand shops at the ground floor of QCell building or at the Bruceby turntable. This promo lasts till 30th December. As the fastest growing GSM company in the Gambia, QCell has the widest 4G plus coverage in the country, 3 times faster internet speed than our competitors. So switch now and dial *335# and enjoy what true 4G feels like. QCell, the Gambia's trusted network. Your favorite QCell service has gotten bigger. eFunkanta. Now you can loan bigger credit amounts to make life easier for you. Loan $75 and $100 and pay later. Yes, you heard me right. Get credit loan from $10 to $100 using eFunkanta by dialing *393#. Anytime you run out of credit, whether you want to buy Q-Power, browse the internet, make urgent calls, or send SMS. eFunkanta is the service for you. Dial *393# and choose the loan amount of your choice with no hassle. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus, the pioneers of mobile loan service in the Gambia. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning, and I am Jana Bosonko here with my amazing co-host. So who's our new guest? Dadangayap, nah?
Dadangayap.
Dadangayap.
That's my boy, fresh and clean. And Churchill Balde, you there?
Thank you for joining us.
What? Hey, daru yombo.
Introduction bi dafa so pare. Nga dem lawyer dawo tay mo la jo ay. Tay dawo mo la
introduction mi na daw balde. Introduction mi na daw.
And my boy, Churchill Balde.
Anyways, it's another exciting episode of this morning show. I'm so excited to be here on the Click segment because today you already know who we have in the studio. It's my brother Hussein Dada, Gambia's #2, the chosen one. What's up, bro?
Yes,
What's
sir.
happening?
Hey, bro, we in the building. You know, shout outs to everybody watching us live right now. Bad boy Dada, it's not a new thing. We always hear this like the 3rd or 4th time. So y'all know it's about to go down. Y'all stay tuned. Allah Bolam Hussein Dada, like he said, 002, we in the building.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? QTV is home for you. You're always welcome.
100%.
This is not the first time.
I could tell I was here last week.
I know, right? I know, right? So help us understand this. You call yourself Gambia's #2.
Yeah.
But yet still, you're the chosen one. That is what the album says.
Yeah.
You're the chosen one. Now, help us understand this, because I don't understand how can you settle for the 2nd spot when you call yourself the chosen one.
Yeah, well,
let me understand this.
Yeah, well, the chosen one has nothing to do with the 002 thing, because the chosen one is talking about like where I actually come from, you know, where my dad is really from and where I grew up from, you know, and where my dad is from, that's Basedam Fakunda, you know, that's the root. And then looking at it from Sokoto, that's where I grew up from, you know, that's where I grew up. So you will look at it from these 2 sides. You've never heard an artist come from either Basedam Fakunda or Sokoto that really was accepted by the game and stuff like that. So me being the changing point, you know, the breakthrough point for both sides, that's where the chosen one was derived from. Like, it's not talking about the music, because like a lot of people will look at it and say, yeah, he's the chosen one, so he's the one on top and stuff like that. So that's the 2, like it's different, you know.
So I was like, I wanted to start with that. Yeah, I was like, okay, he calls himself the chosen one, but he's still settling for the 2nd spot. So if you're on the 2nd spot, who is #1 then?
Yeah, bro, like you tell me.
No, I want to hear from Gambia wants to hear this from you, the chosen one.
You know, like
now, let the people know.
Okay, before I even get to that, you know, I just want to make some few points clear, you know, because like when I first, when this thing first came out, you know, a lot of people really were like, some people were outraged, you know, some people were accepting it, you know, but like, you know, facts are always going to be facts, you know. So I didn't just, like, I've been here for like a couple of years now, you know, and you never seen Hussein that are claiming a title or whatever, you know. And then now it come to a point that everybody just claims whatever they want to claim. But then facts will always be facts, you know. Okay, so when they asked me the question, you know, they said, you know, where did you see yourself? You know, where would you rate yourself? And I'm like, I'm top 2. You know, and then when I said top 2, looking at it from 2021 coming to now, you know, what I've been doing, consistency, songs and everything, you know, you will tell that this guy's like really talking from a point of view, like clear point of view. And then, okay, I put ST up there because number one, like he has been here way before us and he's been doing wonders, you know, like this guy is like taking a whole arena and turning it into a playground for him, you know. So like he's been doing great, you know. He's an inspiration for us, you know. Number one, like age wise, you know, we give him that respect, you know. He's up there, you know. He's somebody like a mentor, somebody who will give us advice and stuff like that. But hey bro, after him,
you know, I mean, that reminds me.
None of this niggas, man.
He's making a point here. It is said, it is said,
I am a hip hop fan.
No, it is said, a child among men will soon become a man.
Exactly.
So he said he's number 2. And I respect the fact that he gave a big respect to ST.
Exactly, man.
Okay, I am a hip hop fan, and he's talking from a hip hop point of view.
Point of view.
Yeah, in hip hop, you gotta give the people.
No, he said he is number 2. I was like, number 2? Why?
Yeah, why is it number 2?
Yeah.
But now I know
you understand
now
and it's a genuine reason.
Exactly.
Gambia have been waiting for that. So I'm
sure because looking at it, like I don't even see him as a competitor. Like, you know, I'm not in a competition with it. You know what I mean? But like him now not in the picture, bro, like there's nobody else, man.
That's automatic, my brother.
Yeah, it's clear. That I got, you know.
Okay, let's take a look at your music video and we'll be right back.
All right, man.
Killer season. Them dead. Dada. Chosen one. Nimbo seleta stage waka nyale kama. Everything lit, so expensive nyalbo kama. Nina damen killing yil beya lo musubale kana. Ning highway mo buka wutuno jandel dale kata. Darangayap, 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 yo darangayap, darangayap, darangayap. Darangayap, yo darangayap, 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 yo darangayap, 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 yo darangayap. Sina jalon million doubt, Sina jalon darefa, Sina jal dangare ko dol break nil kung kan jam fonga show sold out. Sina jalon buka continuo sukuta ben koma ko eten kung. Sina jalon dare ma ko janyi mol buka ala ten tu bom bom jolon tele bari man peteng. Ikon damma le kanil keteng, telando kel bete meseng naji jata keseng na nil ma ko bang. Del ke chocolate putra ko bang. Niggas be capping with the ones popping night to nya ko bang. Nimbo seleta stage waka nyale kama. Everything lit, so expensive nyalbo kama. Nina damen killing yil beya lo musubale kana. Ning highway mo buka wutuno jandel dale kata. Darangayap, 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 yo darangayap, 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 yo darangayap.
Yo, darangayap.
Hussein momona ha Gambian artist yep solo. Momolen gina set, molen gina solo.
Darangayap. But come, I'm feeling the vibe. It's all positive energy. My nigga is 100%. Come, just acknowledging the fact that you've justified your reason for calling yourself number 2. So I guess y'all really have to accept that for him.
Definitely.
Yeah. So going forward with the interview. What inspired the song Darangayap?
Darangayap, like the inspiration came from the kids. You know, normally I go to shows, I see kids saying Darangayap, Darangayap. I'm like, yo.
But once I should do the business of work,
but starting me, trust me, I wasn't paying attention to it. But when it happened for like 3-4 shows. Remember them with Jara Soma?
No.
I even have a video to prove it.
Yeah.
Like mine, them on Jara Soma, and then I was just in my car, like just parking. Mine, you do got to show me. Do you want to yep, correct. So man, but for my dugal got to song. But not knowing that it was gonna be one of my biggest songs ever, bro. Like, you know,
sure. Dafa overcut through.
Over, man. Dafa overcut. Like, I can remember the day.
It's like the streets. It's a street slang. Yeah, so it's catchy.
Exactly.
So if you put that on a song,
if the song makes sense, it's done because it's a street slang and everybody out there is vibing to it.
That's what it is.
So it was a great move, though.
100. So let's move forward. Now you're married.
Yeah.
And what's the challenge been when compared to the time that you were single? What's the challenge you're facing right now?
Well, actually, I wouldn't say I'm facing any challenge because, like, before even getting into our marriage, I really thought about it properly. If it wasn't thought about, I would have had a lot of difficulties. But, like, thinking about now, you have a partner. There are a lot of things that you was doing that you were okay with that now you might not have the chance to do. And then understanding is there between us. Communication is cool, and this has been somebody that I've known, for a couple of years now. So like it's really, really going fine. And then I've been way peaceful.
Mashallah, mashallah. Young, married. I can say you're successful right now.
Yeah, man.
So we have something coming up. I'll allow you to talk to your fans about it and just wrap it up.
Yeah, so like December 3rd, this coming Saturday, today is Tuesday, so we have about like 3 more days to go. December 3rd, like every Hussein Dada fan, every Gambian music lover are all aware about it. So like tickets are out. Y'all can hit my Instagram, Hussein Dada, Facebook, Hussein Dada, and then just click on the picture with the outlet and then grab the nearest one to you, It's history in the making. Y'all already know what's up.
Let's go
Gambia.
Gambia, the anthem,
Gambia, let's pull up in our numbers.
And not forgetting QCell, they're one of our top sponsors.
Right.
Shout outs to QCell, we can't thank you, but then what we're gonna say is that we appreciate the effort, because like they did a great job, coming on board. We really appreciate it 100%. So shout outs to QCell. So Saturday, December 3rd is the date. Q City is the place to be. That is city, everybody knows Q City.
That's home for you, bro.
That's my home,
Yeah, so thank you, Ami Cisse and the team. Y'all do an amazing job.
Yeah,
and speaking of Ami's team, I have Mohammed Job, QCell Graphics. He's the graphic designer. He designs my flyer. The click segment you see out there popping, he's the reason behind it. So I'll give his number. His number is 374-7642. Holler at him for all your graphic designs. And you already know it's your boy Churchill Ballet and I'm out. Peace.
All right. So that stadium, that dinga duga stadium, that duga stadium. Q City is Pope. Dama like that. Can you pare pour hit for
stadium be this year like pare pour dem. But you gain ligue for no.
Ni ko ba waaw ye.
Pare deglu ma duga pare ñu ñoko open.
Yena ko open. Ba na dal. Man xawma de yena ko fi wax. Looking forward. But anyway, thank you so much. And I'm glad that you're acknowledging QCell. Hopefully there will be stronger partnership. Na don QCell rek de. Yo QCell rek nga wax.
Boy family.
So from that, from celebrating Hussein Dada, let's also take a look at what Papa Gassama is doing as he will officiate today the Netherlands versus Qatar game. Papa Gassama, we all know Gambia didn't make it to the World Cup, but we made it to the World Cup because Papa Gassama is at the World Cup, and today
World Cup ñun ñoy referee
ñun ñoy dogal ñun ñoy wax waaw wala déedéet. So thank you so much. It seems that is all we have for you in this edition of This Morning. Till I come your way next week Monday, yow dina la nama de duma fi nekk ëllëg duma fi nekk gannaaw ëllëg beng fi siiñ nag bul siiñ. So till I come your way on Monday, inshallah. Thanks for joining us.